here today with Kibby Jelks and Chase Walseth, and I want to just share a little bit about what I discovered yesterday when I was looking at the team data. It looks like our agents put 36 properties under contract for buyers in the last 6 weeks, which is impressive in any market, but in this extreme sellers market, that's pretty incredible. And so I wanted to ask Kibby and Chase what you've done to do that. What are you guys doing to get buyers under contract?
Yeah, that is incredible. So 36 buyers we've helped find houses in the last 6 weeks on our teams, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So Kibby, why don't you start because you're working exclusively with buyers.
Yeah, so in this market, obviously, it's a great time to sell your house. So the first thing I do is just, ask the seller or ask the other side, the agent, what is the seller looking for? I think that's like the biggest key. Obviously, price in this market, everyone's trying to get top dollar, which they definitely will get. However, there are some other pieces to the puzzle, and there are some other things that some sellers are looking for. I just had a deal where one of the sellers actually wanted to remain in the home for a few months after the purchase. So, if your buyer is willing to be a little bit flexible, you can still win some of these. So I would say key is communication with the other agent, having that conversation, what's important to the seller, and then figuring a way out where, it's a win-win.
That is a perfect answer. So yeah, I mean, so many agents just go into a transaction assuming what the other side wants. And like you said, some sellers, price may not be most important to them. It may be important to them, but if you have 15 other people with a similar price, you have to differentiate yourself somehow. So, it's not all about price. It could be about certainty that the transaction is actually going to close. If a seller just wants to guarantee that this is going to close, a high dollar amount in escrow or an earnest money deposit, a short or no inspection period contingency, sometimes a short or a waiver of appraisal contingency or financing contingency can all be tools that you can use if you have the ability to do so and if your buyers are willing to do so. There's just a lot of different ways to maneuver a buyer's transaction, and I think Kibby said it perfectly. It starts with, what does the seller want? And then just having a good relationship with the listing agent, being communicative, shows them how you're going to be working together in the transaction. The more times you speak with the listing agent prior to putting something under contract, I feel like the better chance you have with your buyers.
Yeah.
So if I'm willing right now to sell my house, are you confident that you could find me another house to move into?
Yeah, I am. As long as you have realistic expectations of what the market is like. So as a seller, you have the opportunity to see what buyers are going through on the other side. So you really have to put yourself in the buyer's shoes. What was most important to you when you were selling your house? But that's what we're putting, a lot of these sellers, we're putting them under contract buying another house. I just told some of my very best clients that flexibility is key, as both a buyer and a seller. If you are willing to be flexible, whether that's closing date, which has come up a lot in our recent transactions, whether it's location, commute time to work, price range, if you're willing to be more flexible on what you're looking for to purchase, it can make a big difference on whether or not you get a house or not, or whether or not you get a great deal on a house or a good fit for what you're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, and then the expectations is the big thing with your buyer. Obviously, if you're trying to purchase a home, you have to kind of tell them where we're at in the market. Obviously, it's a seller's market, so we need to be a little bit flexible on our end to get that purchase through and make sure we get you a deal. And if they are flexible and they're willing to, you know, possibly do some things to maneuver and get that purchase, yeah, I think we can definitely get her done.
Great. All right. Thanks.
Thanks.